Renault aims to democratise electric technology in Europe, starting with this 5 E-Tech electric small hatch. Back in the 70s, the original 5 effectively pioneered the supermini genre. Its look is nostalgically referenced here, in combination with futuristic design. Renault's 5 E-Tech electric aims to redefine what a trendy, tiny EV can be. Here, we'll take a closer look. The future of Renault starts right here. Well, actually, it started back in 2021 when the then freshly installed company CEO Luca de Meo took one look at the retro 5 E-Tech concept car his designers had just sketched and said, "Build that." It's taken some time for that to happen, and in the interim, this new era Renault 5 has become the poster child for de Meo's so-called Renaultution plan to transform the company with a very different range of EV-led models. It's only electric, designed to replace the Zoe, and sits on the company's dedicated AMPR small platform, which is also used for the slightly larger Renault 4 E-Tech electric and for the new era Nissan Micra. Associated performance brand Alpine sells a hot hatch spin-off model, the A290. Like all of these cars, the 5 celebrates its smallness and aims to replicate the ongoing market success of other modernised retro small EV designs, like the Mini Cooper Electric and the Fiat 500e. As with those cars, lots of advanced technology lies behind the nostalgic 70s design cues. You can find out more about this kind of car by downloading the Car and Driving app. And if your interest is specifically in this 5 E-Tech electric, you'll need to stay with us for the industry's most comprehensive review, the Car and Driving Road Test. You expect nimble, agile handling from a small car that looks like this, and Renault says that there are 2 design keys here that provide it. Obviously important for agility are the measures that have kept curb weight to under 1.5 tons. That's unusual for an EV. Unusual for a small hatch of any kind is the replacement of the normal torsion beam suspension setup for a more sophisticated rear multi-link arrangement. That not only makes the ride more supple, but also offers extra stability in extreme maneuvers, like avoiding a child running out into the road. In terms of power, things kick off with a base 120 horsepower variant that uses a 40 kilowatt hour battery with a 190 mile range and makes 62 miles an hour in 9 seconds. But the 5 E-Tech will mainly be chosen in its top form with a 150 horsepower motor energized by a 52 kilowatt hour battery capable of taking the car up to 251 miles between charges. That's what we've got here. The 52 kilowatt hour version gets to 62 miles an hour in 7.9 seconds, but runs out of steam at 93 miles an hour. If you want to go faster in a 5, remember that there's always the Alpine A290 version of this design, which can offer up to 217 brake horsepower. Drive dynamics for the standard 5 are based on those of Renault's Megane E-Tech, though the steering isn't quite as sharp and darty as it is in that car. The ratio slackened from 12 to 1 to 13 to 7. A brake-by-wire system features as standard. It's ironic that the young, trendy fashionistas being targeted here are the people least likely to remember the 70s Renault 5 this car references so extensively. Superminis were much smaller in those days, and the 5 E-Tech is also extremely compact by small EV hatch standards anyway, measuring just 3.92 meters long, which is a small size down from something conventional like a Vauxhall Corsa Electric. Think more Fiat 500e. Like that Italian rival, there's delicious nostalgia dripping from almost every part of this Gallic Tiddler's bodywork. It's not just the familiar shape that your dad will recognise. The original 5 had only 3 doors, hence the way that the rear handles here are hidden in the C-pillars to reference that. The wheel rims are large, 18 inches. There are nods to the classic 5-turbo hot hatch too, like this offset hump on the bonnet, which here incorporates the battery charging indicator, but references the asymmetric cooling vent on the original Fast 5. There are modern trendy touches too, notably the headlights, one of the few things changed over the original 2021 Motor Show concept version of this model. These LEDs reference manga comic characters and illuminate with a small square when the main beam isn't in use, like a human eye pupil which winks at you when you approach the car with a key fob. At the back, the concept model's full-width light bar is replaced by a black plastic panel that aims to emphasize the 3.77 meter width, and this rear spoiler is another retro nod to the old 5-turbo. So will it be just as trendy inside? Let's take a look. Well, yes, the cabin also sets out to combine real-world technology with retro design. The main 70s reference lies with the padded stitched passenger side dashboard moulding, which can be trimmed in several distinctive sustainable textiles according to the trim level chosen. Over 18% of the car's material content is recycled, and you can have denim trimming made from reclaimed PET plastic bottles. Analog instrument gauges like the original would have been an interesting nostalgia touch, but instead there's the now expected binnacle screen offered in either 7 or 10-inch sizes depending on trim. All variants pair this display with this Google OS-based 10-inch central infotainment screen. And that features a ChatGPT-enabled voice control virtual assistant named Renault. This is there to help you get the most out of your 5, not only responding to questions like how to pay your phone or how even to change a tyre, for example, but also politely nagging you with supposedly helpful suggestions. So for instance, in a traffic jam, Renault will suggest that you switch to the eco drive mode for greater frugality. If you've got the windows open with the aircon on, Renault will suggest that you turn it off. Irritating or intuitive? Only you can decide. The seats offer a bright range of coloured fabrics and can feature thick corduroy style padded inserts. The climate controls, they're thankfully of the physical variety, and weirdly you can customise the drive shift stalk with a range of clip-on attachments that look a bit like lipsticks. In a car this short, you wouldn't expect much rear seat room. But it helps that the 2.54 metre wheelbase takes up most of the body length. A couple of adults will be fine for short to medium length journeys. And you've got this strange dimpled ceiling. Out back, the 326 litre boot is bigger than you might expect, though that's 60 litres less than you get in a Clio Supermini. If you fold the 60-40 split backrest forward, there's 1,106 litres of space, and you've also got this narrow underfloor compartment for the charging leads. Let's brief you on 5 E-Tech pricing current at the time of our test in summer 2025. For the base 40 kWh model with a 120 horsepower motor, as we filmed, prices were starting at around £23,000, and there are 3 trim levels: Evolution, Techno and Iconic. Most though will want the 52 kWh model with the gutsier 150 horsepower motor that we're trying here, and prices for that start from around £27,000 with 2 main trim options: this Techno version for around £27,000 and plusher Iconic trim for £2,000 more. At the time of this review there was also a top Roland Garros version with this uprated drivetrain. Standard equipment across the range includes LED headlights, 18-inch alloy wheels, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and keyless entry and start. Higher spec Techno models come with a 10-inch instrument display, Google integration for the infotainment system, there's wireless smartphone charging, and you get a reversing camera. The top spec Iconic adds heat for the seats and steering wheel, plus all-round parking sensors and chrono diamond cut 18-inch wheels. One nice standard touch across the range is the bonnet battery indicator, which has the number 5 split into backlit sections that show off your battery percentage. Across the lineup there are 5 colour options: pearl white, starry black, midnight blue, pop yellow, or as in this case, metallic pop green. You get a wide range of different upholstery options too, which use sustainably sourced materials. The 18-inch wheels come in differing styles, and there are various customization options for buyers to choose from. Plus, you can specify sticker packs to further personalize the exterior. We'll finish with a look at safety kit. Specific features vary across the lineup, but there's a very wide portfolio of camera safety features available, including automatic emergency braking and active driver assist that maintains a safe distance to the vehicle in front. Plus, there's lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, blind spot warning, so there's advice if there's a vehicle in your blind spot. You get rear cross traffic alert if you're reversing out of a space, and front and rear detection with emergency trajectory correction, and then that warns you of a potential collision with an overtaking vehicle in an adjacent lane. There's also occupant safe exit alert and, as you'd expect, driver attention alert, traffic sign recognition and speed alert. There are 2 ways to get acceptable range from an EV these days. One of them, sticking in a huge battery, simply isn't feasible with a car this small, so Renault's gone all out with the other option in this regard: lightweight. They developed a bespoke motor that cuts 15 kilograms in mass and 3 centimeters in length, which is energized by nickel, manganese, cobalt batteries that use a simplified layout in which cells are batched into larger square shapes, and that cuts weight a lot. The base 40 kilowatt hour pack, using 3 modules with 31 cells apiece, weighs 240 kilograms. The 52 kilowatt hour pack, using 4 groups of 46 cells, weighs 300 kilograms. As a result, a base 40 kilowatt hour 5e Tech has a curb weight of just 1,372 kilograms, which is feather light for an EV. This 52 kilowatt hour model's 1,449 kilogram weight is about the same as the heaviest version of the brand's combustion Capture small crossover model. To give you some perspective, the original Renault Zoe small EV had a battery of just 22 kilowatt hours in size, yet weighed in at 1,468 kilograms. Obviously, all this has a huge impact on range figures: 190 miles for the 40 kilowatt hour model and 248 miles for the 52 kilowatt hour version. Aerodynamics affect these range figures too, of course. Renault says the rear spoiler nets 5 miles of extra range. The Techno trim's clear-faced alloy wheels net another 5 miles. And the slatted rear light design is good for another 2 miles. Remember that charging speeds vary here with battery choice. For the 40 kilowatt hour model it's 80 kilowatts. For this 52 kilowatt hour version it's 100 kilowatts. In both cases expect a 15 to 80% top up to take just under half an hour from a public DC charger. The AC charging time for full replenishment is 5 hours 30 minutes. You can take an hour off that if you're able to 3-phase charge at 11 kilowatts. A heat pump is standard, helping to maximise range in particularly cold weather. And the E-Tech system uses Google Maps to automatically begin preconditioning in the battery when the car is nearing charging points selected in the app. That will mean that the battery is then at a perfect temperature on arrival, which will allow you to charge it faster and more efficiently. The Google-based Journey Planner built into the system can even consider wind direction and speed to predict energy consumption. The 5 E-Tech doesn't have to be Renault's core B-segment model, which frees it up to be innovative and rather unique. The look has a design longevity that the French maker thinks could last decades, much like the Fiat 500 or the Mini. While the styling of its Clio showroom stablemate must continually change with the times, this 5 doesn't necessarily have to. Whether it will democratise electric technology in Europe, as its maker hopes, is debatable. Group Renault's far more affordable Dacia Spring EV is more likely to do that. But the 5 will play its part in encouraging a wider cross-section of customers to switch to EV. It's cute, it's different, and it's the future, with a bit of the past thrown in.